I didn't even... Wait now! Jesus Christ, I didn't even fix it. Not cool. Not cool.
Evening internet!
I didn't fix my boobs. I didn't fix my collar. I don't even have my shirts on right.
Alright, take two.
Don't even have my hair fixed.
Oh shit, hang on. Oh, you don't need to write no stinking shit. Okay, this is... What is this?
Episode 40!
Episode 40!
Oh my god! Congratulations, 40 webisodes. Thank you.
Good year.
Thank you. And 45,000 hits a month on the webisodes. It's pretty kicking. Yeah.
45,000?
Just on the webisodes.
Son of
a month, yeah.
Well, when it rains.
On our sad ass webisodes. Yeah.
No, we're usually pretty happy. There was two that I can think of in the last 40 that were sad.
And that was both because of the same reason.
Oh, yeah?
I wasn't getting enough attention.
Oh.
Right.
Of course you would.
Yes. I am now, though.
Excellent. Oh, remind me before I go. We're actually doing our webisode early tonight because I've got some meetings I got to get to. But remind me before I go to grab my Dayton boots.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where they are.
We got to find them.
They hurt your feet.
He was adamant about it. You must wear the boots.
Really? No.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, well, I think they're up in the closet, in our bedroom closet, way up in the shelf in the back.
Probably. Because you like throwing them up there because you don't like them.
No, it's not that I don't like them. I know they hurt your feet and that the cats like to scratch them.
They hurt my feet after 4 days.
Alright, fair enough.
And not taking them off in 4 days. Yeah, they hurt my feet then.
You took them off at night when we were sleeping on the bus.
Oh.
Yeah,
alright.
that was it. I made them get your luggage out to dig out your sneakers after a while because I felt so bad for you.
Yep, I remember. That was, ooh-wee.
Where were we that day?
Montana.
Still in Montana.
Always.
No, we were out of Montana by the first of day 3.
No, we came over on the Victoria Clipper to Seattle.
That was beautiful.
Then we left Seattle and drove through Montana, and then the bus pulled into the Newark station in Jersey.
What?
Yeah.
Hey, what? What about all the other stops we made?
There was no other. There was nothing. There was Seattle, Montana, New York.
That is such a lie. We were in South Dakota. I have pictures.
Oh, okay, I must have been delirious and hallucinating.
You must have been, because we stopped in tons of places.
All I
we
saw
were in
was
Chicago.
Seattle.
We were in Ohio. Were we in Cincinnati
Montana.
or Cleveland? I can't remember.
And New York.
No, we were in several states. We hit at least 11 states on the way home.
So, I've had some viewer / listener email lately, and some of the folks have been complaining that we smoke on here.
Who? Get out!
Oh, yeah, there's been 2. But, 2 is a lot when you consider that, most people don't email you.
Wow.
And yeah, they're like, oh, you smoke on here, you can smoke. Well,
I know Jonathan hates it too.
Well, I don't go over to Jonathan's house and smoke.
No, we wouldn't. We don't even smoke around him when we're together. We go outside.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he follows along, so...
Yeah, right, that's true.
Yeah.
He comes to hang out with us.
But the interesting thing is, and I just was made aware of this recently, like as in today.
Okay.
If you go to alecbarin.com...
Yes, alecbaldwin.com.
The actor extraordinaire.
Yes.
The latest What's in Your Wallet spokesman.
God, uber airbrushing.
He's looking really good. He's in a white dinner jacket, bow tie, advertising his podcast with Kathleen Turner.
Ah.
And, go to alecbaldwin.com. Check it out. He's lighting a cigarette. It's tough being in the entertainment biz, but what are you going to do?
Yeah. I will. I used to say I was going to smoke pot till I died. That ended fairly quickly. But
Well, you died?
No. No, I just stopped. It was just one of those things, you know. It gets, other stuff starts happening. You don't do it anymore. Yeah. But I will smoke cigarettes until I die or the doctor tells me I'm gonna. So, one or the other.
Right on.
Unless you tell me to stop.
I might do.
Wow.
It's fun.
All he's got to do is stop buying the cigarettes and I'm in trouble. So.
Or just buy my brand and...
Well, I'll smoke your brand too. I don't care.
No, you won't. No, yeah. Anyway... yes, so it's an early webisode for you tonight. Kate's actually about to go on the air in about 20 minutes here to do her Sex and the Kitty.
Was that a Freudian kind of deal?
No? Okay. Maybe.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it was my winning sense of humor.
Save that for later in the bed.
Oh. So yes, do tell the memes. So what do we got? We got this will be Sex and the Kitty 5 or 4?
It was Sex and the Kitty 5. It was lesson 4.
4.
And
no, we've covered the tactile, the auditory.
Yes.
We covered the oral last week. And what else? The visual?
We've had touch, taste, sight, and sound. Tonight is smell.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
The smell of Sex and the Kitty.
Yes. Oh, wait a minute. So then it was more than that. Than that many episodes. Okay.
So you're episode 6 and lesson 5 now.
Wait. Taste, touch, taste, sight, and then sound. Smell is the last. Oh, and then the episodes really start getting good because I'm done with the senses. Yeah, this is the last of the senses lesson. So this should be lesson 5. What did I miss somewhere?
I know you've done touch.
Yeah.
I know you've done
taste, because
feel.
I said you can taste and touch at the same time when you
and
eat your
taste.
meal. Visual, I recommended the screensaver of your favorite items.
And oral was last
And last week was sound. Right. A URL.
So now you're on smell. Yeah, that's right.
Right.
There you go.
But I mislabeled the episodes then because
Nope.
I could have sworn
the last one you did was for lesson 3. No.
Right. And I've had 4 lessons if I'm like, yeah. Da, 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 da. Whatever.
I think that's my bad.
Whose silliness to label them anyway?
Well, whose idea was it to do a lesson on a second show?
Well, the first show I had to explain. I only have a half an hour.
Yeah.
So I explained, and it's not the only segment, too. I got my top 10. I did my Kate Recommends segment. I did my reader mail.
Just squeaked that top 10 in there last week.
And
number 1.
I know. And it was such a good one, too. It was such a good top 10.
Yep.
Tonight's will be good, too, though.
No.
And my whole show's going to be good tonight because Daddy's not going to be home. I get to do it private.
She's going to be a dirty girl.
I get to do it alone. And it's hard. I mean, even though it's your husband and you're probably the most intimate with your husband than anybody else on the planet, still when you're doing a show product and, you know, it's being produced and the lights are on and the mics are on and the producer's sitting there doing the buttons and giving you your cues and stuff, it's kind of hard to get, like, all down and sexy and smexy and, you know. It's
so what you're saying is tonight will be a happy treat.
Tonight should be a happy treat.
There you go. And I have some news. Today I did some work for TMFI. In the form of some preliminary budget projections.
Yes.
For a new film project.
Well, it's not a film. So.
Well, it's a new film project.
Okay. You're still titling it as such, even though we changed it?
Don't know. Gonna figure that out in the next couple of days.
I like your idea better.
Yeah, I had the idea today, actually,
that
I...
for me.
I think that the story would warrant an ongoing series more than just a feature film, because there's so much to the story, there's so many details, there's a lot of characters.
Right.
And when you're in kind of this unique situation where you have the availability of the people in question at the time for whatever specific scenes you're actually running, that's a pretty rare gift, you know, because I mean, it's one thing for the director to talk to the actor and help them work through a scene and get their job as the actor done, but it's something else when you can have that benefit relationship, but then have the guy who this guy is playing right there to go,
absolutely.
This is the way it was. Yeah. So excited about that. So I started on some preliminary budget work today for pre-production and all that good stuff, and I got stuff rolling there. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Oh, yeah. It's just all good. I mean, this the good news.
Yeah.
We had such a rough few months too, like from right before Christmas.
Yeah.
To gosh, maybe just the end of last week.
Yeah.
It was
a
really,
couple of weeks ago.
It was really rough. But now, thank God, thank you. Everything is just back on the upswing, and the good news just keeps coming and coming and coming. And you can keep coming.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's all good.
Yes.
And I was wrong, Meeps. I always preach that, you got to do the work and you got to go out there. Just get your stuff out there. But sometimes it really does come and knock on your door and find you. I think it's weird. But I think, and I've got to say, though, it's because of all the work we've done. And I'm not just talking about business. I mean, on ourselves and, and on that whole fortitude and constitution and prepping for the success too, because people don't understand. You have to be ready for the success when it comes to. It's not just a matter of attaining and then living it up.
And nothing has really been hit home as much as just recently in the last couple of days. Everybody's talking about the Mega Ball lottery being now $600 million.
It's ridiculous. If one person wins it, I'm moving.
And I just saw, like, 48 hours ago, literally 46 hours ago, probably right now. I saw a documentary about this fine old gentleman from Kentucky, who he and his family about 4 years ago
won this third largest jackpot. Yeah.
They won the third largest jackpot in the history of the game.
$315 million at the time, I think it was.
Yeah, 314.
Okay.
And
for $1 million. Gosh.
The documentary was all about their life, how it changed, and it followed them along for a couple of years.
Not for the better either.
No, God, Jack, the fine gentleman there who had the winning ticket, he turned into an alcoholic, a womanizer. He was propositioning fat, nasty, ugly women out on the street. Yeah.
Well, he said it was a result of, everybody and their mother coming out of the woodwork with their hands out, and then...
Well, sure. And
those he turned away suing, and...
But then, what really got me was the whole story about his daughter, because his daughter, he just kept throwing money at her.
Right.
And he even has realized this now and basically stated that was his mistake. He thought by throwing money at her, he was helping her.
Right, getting her the things she wanted, finally, because they grew up really dirt poor, in Kentucky and stuff like that, so... now she's dead. Yeah, she OD'd.
Overdosed on drugs, because he would just give her money whenever she, came out of the woodwork, instead of actually trying to, spend some time with her, see what was going on in her life.
They used to, they were each other's whole sun, moon, and stars before the money.
Yeah. So anyway, Jack lost his wife. He lost his daughter.
Yep.
She's dead. And, the most poignant thing, I think, was at the end when the interviewer in the documentary asked him the question. It was the last question of the entire thing. And, here's this man sitting there.
And his still $50 million estate.
Still substantially rich, and all of the monetary things certainly taken care of. He's sitting there in tears. He's alone. Again, doesn't have his wife.
He said, "I lost everything that was dear to me."
And exactly, yeah. The guy says, if you had the chance to do this over again, would you have taken the money? And he said no.
Yeah, he said, my wife said, I wish we'd have ripped up that ticket. And he agreed. Yeah.
So there you go. And that was just a black and white to color illustration of what happens to somebody when they're not ready.
Right. And he said, you need money to survive in this world. You need money to live, and you want to have a good life for your family and stuff like that. But he even said, that kind of money is just ridiculously excessive, and it brings nothing but destruction. And I know for a fact, unless you're born into it and raised in that mindset and have all that stuff worked out beforehand, generationally, and you're in that world and stuff to get that kind of money thrown at you. 3 million, that's nothing. Hell, I could spend that in 2 days. But 314 million. That's, you can't spend that in a lifetime.
I thought you were going to say it would take you a week.
Yeah, no. Well, no, because that kind of money you invest, so it just perpetuates the money, right? So that you just never spend that kind of money. Even if you just invested it, that your interest every year would be enough to live on.
Yeah.
Even if you just put it in the bank. So you have that kind of, that's more money than most small countries have in their treasuries. I mean, when you think
including
about
this
it,
one.
when you think about it, it blows you away. You're giving someone that might not even have a secondary level education hundreds of millions of dollars. What do you think is going to happen?
Actually, they said in the documentary that he had grade 4. That was the last grade he completed in school before he went to work.
Right, but he did, it should be fair and said, he was making a fine living before he won the lottery because he had his own construction business. He was the only one of his family to ever, have a business. And so he was making, the business was doing 16, 17 million a year at the time when he won the lottery. So he wasn't like poor at the time.
No.
But he'd come up poor. And, they'd had a taste of the good life, and then getting the hundreds of millions, it was just, whatever it was. But he was much more prudent when he was making the money, and making better choices when he was making the money, because he realized how hard it was to work for it than when it was just given.
And, I think the other thing is, too, is having people actually comprehend that kind of money. You really can't.
No.
I remember back when I used to work in the armored car business, I'd pick up these plastic square wrapped boxes, essentially, although they were just hard pressed stacks of money. And you'd pick a bag up and you'd load it on the truck, and it would say on it who it was from, who it was to, and what the dollar amount was in the bag. And I'm picking up this one, and wow, that's $450,000. That's a house, Chuck. And this is $550,000. That's a nicer house, Chuck.
Yeah.
And it's funny, the guys that you work with, because I remember when I was training, I'm sitting here looking at these vast, ridiculous amounts of money, thinking, wow, that one fucking bag is a brand new house, and a pretty nice one at that.
Yeah.
And I kind of looked at what we were making hourly, and I'm thinking, how long would it take for us to make that? It would be like an entire career in one little bag, and we're hauling 100 of them.
Yeah.
And the guys would say to me, the guys that have been doing it for 20 and 30 years, they're like, oh, buddy, you got to treat it like it's just another keg of beer or another box in the UPS truck, because if you start thinking that way, you're just going to do no good. We just deliver.
Movies are made out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. And so I mean, but how do you, even me who has had the rare opportunity to work for an armored car company and know what it feels like to hold $500,000 in cash, I can't even really conceive of or conceptualize 314 million, and now the jackpot's 600.
Yeah. It's just horrible.
What's going on? And what's up with the lottery people?
I know, I said that. Why not offer several smaller ones and make a lot of people's lives better? Why?
Well, especially in this economic climate.
Absolutely.
Or here's a better thing, because the government's done worse things before. Why not just go to Megaball and say, we're the American government and we're seizing the $600 million because we need it?
That's true.
Oh, gee, fix the schools and what, healthcare?
Yeah. Well, they do supposedly use it for elder care and Medicare and health and stuff like that. But whatever. And then you see on TV like the Real Housewives and these other, now they've got the celebrity house hunting things, and to see even these people. Now, most people don't know this, but it doesn't matter how much. Thank you, honey. You see, the universe is benevolent and kind. It doesn't matter how much I ever made in my life. I always gave a third of my income away. Always. That has been in effect since I was 16 years old.
And since I found that out, I've always told her she's crazy.
But no, it doesn't matter. You know, there was a time some years ago, just a few years ago, when everything was flush, and that was before my house got destroyed by the contractor and everything. I was donating monthly, you know, 25 to ASPCA, 25 to St. Jude, you know, 25 to Children's Fund. And, you know, I had several of these things that would just come automatically out of my checking account. Whatever it was, it totaled to about a third of what I was bringing in a month or whatever.
And you know, when she first told me about this, I was looking at her like she was freaking on crack and crazy. But what I've learned from her and others about how it really is, that's really where I think I started to see the error of my ways before. Because before it was all just me, 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 me. Right?
Sure.
I've done this for you. You owe me this much money. Pay it. If you don't pay it, I'll take you to court. Right? And people paid their bills, or they didn't. But there was that line. It was like, okay, well, I've done this. You owe me this.
Right.
Boom, boom. That's the way everything worked. And then, you know, now I'm finding that there's this whole other world and completely different perspective. And you know, for years, I had a lot of successful people that would say things to me like, you've got a real chip on your shoulder. Huh?
Yeah.
I don't see anything. What the hell are you talking about? And but that's what they were talking about. All these years later, I'm like, wow, each and every one of those guys was bang on. They knew what they were talking about, but I just couldn't see it, not for the life of me.
Right. Sure.
And there it is.
You can't see the forest for the trees.
No.
You know. And it's like I always say, you know, I sound like a broken record, but it's true. When you change the way you see things, the things that you see change. You know.
Like Eric Bowen.
Yeah. I swear to God, you know, if anybody ever says a word about my Photoshop pictures again, he looks younger than I did when I was 12.
Oh yeah, this is
and he's
is
like
actually
56 now or something. I mean, it's got to be the most retouched and untouched, retouched and retouched photo I've ever seen in my life.
Well, no, what they've done is they've done their airbrushing and whatnot, and then they've done a halftone pattern and kicked up the saturation.
They did a hell of a lot more than that. Not to mention he's got like makeup on to begin with for the shoot.
Yeah.
But it's just astounding. It's just astounding.
You look good in the white dinner jacket. Yeah. Nice single-breasted, no shirt. We'll get Gia to Sharpie a bow tie around your neck.
Actually, you shouldn't wear white on camera. Everybody knows that. But it works for him.
Evidently, Eric Bowen doesn't know
Eric
that.
Bowen. Well, anyway.
And I guess condolences to the Kim Jong-il family.
Why?
Well, he died last month or whatever.
Last month, baby. That was like last year.
See?
Yeah, we went through the whole thing with Kim Jong-il. Karen Larson was on this show and we were talking about it. She's Korean.
That's right.
Right? Isn't she part Asian of some sort? It was her that we had.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, by the way, Karen knows we were just being, you know, smart alecky with her, too, for Christ's sake. Everybody got up in arms that, oh, you know, you're saying bad things about people on the thing. And I'm like, she is a friend of ours. She's a comedian. She knows that we're being funny.
And I still stick to it. I was funnier than her that day.
That's right. And she's the first to agree. You know, we've kind of taken her under our tutelage wing for entertainment and, you know, whatever. We can put her in touch with, you know, higher experienced professional.
You know what? I think just to roast some testicles out there.
Let's roast. Oh, we should do a roast.
Give her a show. No, give her a show.
Fuck.
Give her a show. HTLA Radio 1 and Karen J. Larson Productions proudly present.
Oh, God, that's trippy. It's trippy.
Oh, why not?
She can talk all about her cubs. Freaking. What was I going to say, though? No, well, we've already got some comedy shows in development now.
We
too,
do?
Though. Yeah.
We do.
Yeah. But, you know, never know. Maybe Karen could co-host or guest on that show as a guest co-host or something.
It might actually be good because the other comedian's schedule can be...
That's right.
...tense and sometimes
instead of
unpredictable.
stand-up, it could be the stand-in.
Oh.
Damn, I'm good.
See, so, you know, you never know.
It never ends here, folks.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am so dying to scratch that.
Yeah, you weirdo.
I can't help it. It's just call him a name. Scratch me,
It's my old man arm nipple.
Uh-huh. I just want to scratch it out.
You get them when you're old. You get nipples on your elbows. They don't just drop, they go elsewhere.
You need moisturizer, that's what you need.
Leave my eye of Sarnak alone.
What you got on there? Oh, okay.
Great, now you got me picking at it. Good
Yeah,
job.
sorry.
Go away.
I know. Well, when I get nervous, I scratch. It's like a habit. I don't bite my nails or anything. I scratch. I have a thing about my skin being completely smooth, and if like I run my arm along there and I feel something and it's not smooth, I gotta scratch it off. It drives me crazy until I scratch it off.
So yeah, it's going to prove to be a very entertaining section of guitar.
Oh, come on now. What if I want to let my meeps down here and it's just going to be like, bah, humana. So.
Just make sex noises with your cheeks. Just go.
I can't do that. I'm quiet.
All right, well, I'll record a 30-second clip of me doing it. You can just play it whenever you need it.
Okay.
I got to get out of here pretty quick.
Yes, we gotta go. He's got meetings tonight. He won't be home. This is like the first time ever he won't be home at night with me.
Well, don't worry. Just know that I'm out there somewhere in the night, armed.
Yeah, as long as you're home on time, I don't care.
All right. Should be good crash talk tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow night's crash talking.
I've been doing some research.
Oh, it's gonna be a good one.
The government do Canada.
Really?
Well, I'm thinking I might just tear a whole lot of new ones on the smoking issue.
Huh. Okay. You have at it, though.
You know, everybody. Well, the thing is that everybody else, everybody right now, all the media, they're jumping on the Trayvon Martin thing.
Well, we did that show.
Yeah. So what? And
well, it's not.
So a lot of them are jumping on the Trayvon Martin thing and putting out wrong information.
Right.
They're not even doing their research. So rather than go that way, and rather than focus on maybe the problems in Africa and fix those, I think I could do a pretty good, entertaining show there about smoking. Could be, but you never know. I might surprise.
Okay, well, it's always a surprise, but it's always a good show. Crash Talk is elevated to the level I want to see for this network.
Excellent.
Yes. Okay. For those of my meeps that are constantly on my Facebook, and for those of you that are not, yeah, I've had a kind of a 180 myself today, because everybody knows me as the, doesn't want to step on anybody's toes, hurt anybody's feelings, be the bearer of any ill will of any kind whatsoever. But, as everybody who knows me personally knows, I have, like the patience of a saint, but once I hit my limit with it, that's kind of it. You're kind of screwed, and that's it. I don't go backwards and stuff.
Yes, I do remember episode 20, Kate loses her shit.
Yeah. Well, I still had a little bit of patience in reserve after that, believe it or not. It's like I got it out of my system, so I put up with some more stuff and stuff. But,
right.
I've really...
And we had other things to focus on.
Right. I surpassed that limit now. And just so you know, there's going to be absolutely zero tolerance from this point forward to any kind of misrepresentation of anything that has to do with us or our company or anything that has to do with us at all, whether it's our friends, our family, our personal life, our corporate life, whatsoever. This isn't high school. This is the real world. And, just like bullying is an issue for kids, well, this kind of shit is not tolerated in society either. And, if you can prove what you say, then go ahead. But if you can't, then I'm going to use the power of every possible legal maneuver and some not legal ones to shut you down. That's it. We're just done. That's it. I've had it. That's it. So, fatties beware.
Dun dun.
Yeah. Fatties and ass backward Aussie outback outcasts beware. Because I'm done.
Dun dun.
Yeah. That's it.
Where's Herman?
Yeah, where is Hermie? Where's my Hermie? That's right. If you want to swim with the sharks, prepare to get your ass bit off. That's right. Da-na-na!
You You're gonna need a bigger boat, mate.
Yeah, a real big one.
Titanic, I expect.
I do too. That's right, because we're the fucking iceberg.
Nice, I like that.
Yeah.
HTLA Radio 2, the iceberg.
That's right, we should do a new logo.
Iceberg ahead. Bing, bing.
That's right.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you got that out there. And
Right. Well, I figured it's better I did it than you did it. I'd be a little more tactful about it.
Well, you know where I come from. Yeah, where I come from. When somebody threatens legal action, they follow through.
Yeah.
And
well, it was ludicrous anyway, since there was nothing to be legally actioned over.
Irrelevant. Let me finish.
Okay, baby.
I thought, being in America, the litigious states of America,
yes,
that when someone threatens legal action here, well, shit. They're I'm going to court.
Yeah. We waited.
Well, my first experience with this was when I was accused of impersonating Richard Dean Anderson. I'm much better looking than Richard Dean Anderson.
And much smarter.
I don't retain water.
No.
And I don't have a psycho woman that wants me running my website.
Well, I don't know.
Now,
maybe
hold
that
on.
Last one.
What, you have some fan that I don't know about running my website?
No.
Oh, good. You know, I got probably 16 different threats during that several weeks about how they'll see me in court.
Yeah.
So, you know, move along my way. Then this whole McGovern thing happens. And I've still got the Facebook messages. Oh, you can count on it. You can count. Oh, I'm going to see you in court. You can count on it.
That's okay. We'll see you in court, but we'll be initiating the action. You still
and here we are, what now, a year later?
Yeah. Well, I never, yeah.
Still.
Okay.
Still nothing.
Yeah. No, I know.
No, but what they have done is they've launched a very slanderous little web page.
Yeah.
And they've had their little spat and all the shit that they've said.
I know, because we have sunshine on our walls. We're such bad people.
Well, they just didn't know about lighting green screens, honey. That's all.
I know. That's okay.
It's okay.
And sun does come in windows.
But yeah, I got to agree with you. I think I've sort of kind of felt a little pushed to my limit too. And
yeah.
You know,
you don't want him to get to his limit.
When you know, I am always held accountable to what I say and do.
That's right.
And
we do it.
You know, where can these other people just get off saying shit that's absolutely
right?
Obvious. Well, most of this shit is completely made up.
Yeah.
And the only one possible decent bitch the guy ever had, they don't even mention that anymore. They're so busy with...
Well, that's because there was never a decent bitch. You know?
Well,
and I don't want to rehash, and I don't want to get back into that because we have so much great shit happening in our lives and you're so inconsequential to the rest of our lives.
Okay, so you're marking this for all time. This is their last chance to back the fuck off, or...
No, there is no more chances. I've initiated action,
Oh.
and that's it. And I'm invoicing you for the work that I did on the script that you never paid me for, the logos he's created that you never paid us for,
Yeah.
the website that we promoted your terrible script, which did get a bite, by the way, but we don't represent you anymore, so we said sorry. You know, kind of lost out on that deal.
Stick that on your website.
What was it, like 242,000 was the offer or something?
225.
Oh, 225. Sorry, I overestimated. So, yeah, it's just, yeah, more than that. But, yeah, no, sorry. You know, that whole defamation and harassment thing kind of nulled the contract, so we don't rep you anymore. So, you know, sorry about that. You can kick yourself for that for the rest of your life, because, you know, we're not obligated per the contract or any other realm of the fucking imagination to give you our sources ever. So, oh well. Shit out of luck are you.
Bye-bye!
Yeah. But, you know, that's just here nor there. I mean, you know, to go there and to email friends, clients, potential colleagues, you know, potential hosts, and spew your profanity and ridiculousness, you know... a crack whore, really? I mean, I'm sorry. I don't know many crack whores that can put in an 18-hour day and do a webisode every single night, you know. God, it's just ridiculous. You know, if you have anything real to say, then say it. If you don't, then shut the fuck up and back off, and that's it. I mean, that's it. You know, we're done. We're funded now. We're a corporation now. We have a legal department now that you, unlike your bullshit veiled threats, you'll be hearing from, for real. Because these are honest people. These are the faces of honest people. We're here every fucking night. We do everything we say we're going to do. We always have. So when I tell you that you're going to be getting stuff from our legal department, you're going to be getting stuff from our legal department.
You can post that on your website, too.
That's right. So post that shit on Smokescreen. Okay?
Oh, and by the way, just for future reference, because I don't know if you're going to use that same document again there, Rachel, but man-gagger is not...
It's not really a legal description for a managerial type
You
position.
said you're going to be OG's man-gagger.
Yeah, well, she is a man-gagger. Holy Christ.
So maybe fix that on your contract there for 30 days.
You know, and you're not TMZ. So, you know, trying to put a cellular phone call in which I do nothing but wish OG well and God pity you now if this is your representation. How many gigs have you gotten him since he signed with you anyway?
Oh, you haven't heard? He's doing stuff with Ludacris in New York City.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You heard it here first.
Right. See, the sad part is we actually know real people that, you know, we had plans. You know, it's
well, no, it's
another missed opportunity.
In all fairness, Waka Waka was pretty big, wasn't he?
Well, Waka Flocka has a couple of friends in the industry, I guess.
He did some Muppet stuff, didn't he?
Well, he was... No.
With Henson? No?
No, whatever. I mean, that's not even an issue, but,
Okay.
No, wait, there was something else that was just important that I remember I was going to say. Oh, yes, I remember what it is. There's a huge bit out of this now that they've never considered, they've failed to consider, and, bringing people like OJ, who, we actually considered a friend and a good person. We promoted his story and his music at every turn, never asked for a goddamn thing in return, because we don't do that. The only scammers in this equation are you people. Okay? And you're not just hurting us. In fact, you're not even hurting us at all. You never have. All you did was give us more publicity. You don't even get it. But the bottom line is you're hurting innocent people. You're not going to do a goddamn thing for his career. Not a friggin' thing. And all you did was associate him with your garbage and your bullshit. And now you're dragging innocent people. We had a host that was contracted. We're syndicated. We have 22 other stations, including 3 terrestrial ones that replay our stuff, that our potential hosts could have gotten their careers gone by, and taken off by, and could have gotten their stuff heard. But because of your bullshit and your controversy, for whatever inane reason, you're hurting them. You're not hurting us. So unless you can contact every talent agency in the country who's now begging us to put their talent on the air with our shows as hosts, then you might as well cut it out, because you're not going to make a dent in what is HTLA. Ever. And you're just hurting people that have never even heard your name and had nothing to friggin' do with you. So, again, I don't even know how you people sleep at night. But that's it, and that really was what pushed me to the limit. It wasn't anything they could think they would do to us, because, whatever. Like, they were just giving us more numbers. I didn't care. But when you start screwing with other people's careers and other people's dreams, I have a guy that's so desperate to get back into hosting any kind of product. He's got a circumstance. He really needs to do that, and exactly what kind of product he was bringing to us, we actually have serious connections for, and they were really excited about it. And you didn't screw us. We're going to hire new hosts. I can make a host out of anybody, well, except a few. And, but you heard him, because now he's still podcasting and has no professional product, and, you're not hurting us. So, but this is my official declaration. It's coming. You know, you're going to be legally required to cease and desist. So, you know, keep up. It just makes it look better for us and worse for you. You know, because all those people that you messaged, they actually sent us all the shit you sent them. Because you don't even realize. You don't even realize. But that's it. That's it. I've had it now. You know, like I said. You start hurting innocent people and, you know, that's it for me. So. But it's like I've always said, the people that know us and really know us, they're still with us. So.
And ultimately, those are the ones that really matter.
That's right, absolutely. But it's these other people now that won't ever get a chance to develop a product with us or to...
But what is it that you always say to me?
I say a lot of things to you.
Well, the one thing that you've said that has always resounded with me, because I knew it well before I met you, was that we're all responsible for our own actions and choices.
That's right.
And
that's right.
If 40 years from now OG is sitting there with a ZZ Top beard still saying never give up, and
that's right.
That's his choice.
That's right.
You know.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah, and you know, when they bring up stuff like now they're representing him, but our client's never been.
But wait a minute, when have you ever heard of a managerial contract for like 3 months?
Never. But now that they're managing him, okay, they go and go on public record as saying that he never had a reality show. Well,
really? Because I've got the clips from his stint on Repo. What was it? I can't remember which one it was. He's done several appearances, as far as I know. It's on YouTube. Do your friggin' research.
Yeah.
But whatever. You know what else kicked it off for me today? I just came across his Twitters, you know. Hey, loved one, send me whatever you got, blah, blah, blah. You know. So I don't know what kind of scam bullshit they pulled on him, but OG, our doors are always open to you because we love you. And whatever they said to whatever, we wish you nothing but the best. I wish with all my heart that the shit they told you was true. But just because Callie slept with a few rappers doesn't mean she can do anything for your career. Look at where she is. I mean, for Christ's sake. Whatever.
Are you kidding? She's got a new reality show.
Oh, God, don't even get me started. Fat Housewives of Atlanta or something?
Single Moms of Atlanta.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's
Do they
sure.
mean ones that don't look like, you know, what's that Brunhilde Witch Hazel from Bugs Bunny? She looks like Witch Hazel from Bugs Bunny. And I'm not usually somebody that says bad things about other people, but this is somebody that's not even a people to me. You know, this is like the lowest form of ooze and whatever. You know? Before you know it, she's going to be out, like, selling photos of accident victims, you know, as they lay dying in the street and shit. That's the kind of moral compass that I think this person has.
I think she's already done that.
Yeah. But whatever. Whatever.
Okay, so the views expressed by the hosts are not necessarily those of HTLA Radio 1.
Well, except in this case. Because I am HTLA Radio 1.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, so yes. That's it.
Sweet. Awesome.
Sweet.
Okay, so
tune in a few short minutes to Sex and the Kitty.
Yeah, we'll be rolling live.
Well, I will. You're going to be out having fun.
I'll be rolling live.
Schmoozing clients and drinking single malt whiskey. And I'm going to be here working.
Nah.
Oh, well. It'll always and forever be the boys' clubs. Don't believe it, ladies. Don't believe it.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm going out to do your bidding.
Uh-huh. I'm not doing my bidding.
Yeah, you want me to do this.
See, he says stuff like that, so when it all goes south, he can blame me. Yeah, I know. Been there, done that. But no. What did you just say 2 seconds ago?
No, you said it's the boys' club, and you know.
No, before that, we're all responsible for our own actions.
Unless you're under the influence of single malt scotch.
Oh, you still lifted that glass up and ate chicken and fish sandwiches?
Oh. All right.
But he said they were good. Who knew? Now, if I made something like that, he would never even taste it.
No.
But, you know, and he liked it. I couldn't believe it. Oh, shocker.
Yeah, it was weird. Trust me, new experience for me, too.
I know. All right, well, we love you, Meeps. We love you, Karen Larson. OJ, never give up.
It's actually OG, honey. I'm sure O.J. Simpson appreciates your sentiments.
Where is O.J. Simpson now, anyway? Is he in jail?
He's doing our sound engineering.
You know I love you, O.G. I don't know what I said O.J. for. Oh, Christ.
Who's been out drinking and schmoozing?
No! I bought Tang. And G and I had a big fight because she said it was orange juice, and I said it's an orange drink.
That's right.
So that was it. There was a subconscious argument thing.
Well, you see, the astronauts, when they were going up, they had to take Tang because they realized that the oranges, once exposed to the vacuum of space, turned and mutated into some kind of a creature that would attach itself
No,
to
shut
your
up.
face.
You're dropping viewers' IQ points every time you talk, don't you know?
Right.
Yeah.
My apologies to the people of Australia.
God save the Queen. All right. Yeah. No, but is that true about the oranges? Really?
No, I was kidding.
Oh, see. There you go. See, I can never tell.
It was a Tang joke.
All right, Wu-Tang Clan. We're going. All right. See you tomorrow night, episode 41. Have a safe Friday. Have a fun Friday.
Oh, I will.
Not you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Make 'em clap.